Okay, so let's discuss some PR applications in radio and TV. Now, they're not very common in Malaysia, but we'll still run through them anyway. So, the first one would be what is known as an audio news release. So, here what happens is we provide the station with a recording of an announcement. So, it's usually a sound bite. Okay, we can be anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. It's a conversational tone, very short and simple, and we just share it with a recording of to the station. And some examples would be how Ford Motor paid 5,000 for an audio news release on battery recycling. It was picked up by 500 companies and had a reach of 5 million people. In Malaysia, we don't really use this because most often than not, the quality of the audio is not good because the equipment to get good audio, it's hard. And then when you record a press conference, you've got to get rid of all the additional sound and noise. So we just straight away go with a normal news release. But what we do are things like public service announcements. These are unpaid announcements basically that talk about programs, voluntary agency programs, and government programs, or those that serve public interest, like, for example, Safe Water, or like in the case of COVID-19, BFM recently did, just today only, I was listening to BFM, and they actually had a COVID-19 PSA telling people to stay at home, don't go out, you know, wear a mask if you go out, you only go out for essentials, and what are the essentials. So those are public service announcements, and they were very short. It was, I think, about 15 20 seconds at most. No background effects, no sound effects, but some do. The one I heard doesn't have it. It can also be on things like, when you're at the cinema, turn off your phone. So Light FM does a lot of all these PSA announcements. Okay, like washing your hands, don't litter, safe water, those sorts of things. Okay, radio media tours are something that are pretty common. We see this in the entertainment industry where the company, the band, the celebrity is booked with a number of stations for either radio interviews, or a panel discussion. So, what happens is that when word goes out that these individuals are going to a certain country for a tour, then the PR team would organize for those media engagements to happen. And we'll touch on this in a little bit more detail when we talk about PR in the entertainment industry. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to TV. Now, similar to audio news release, you've got a video news release, and a typical video news release is similar to a media kit. It's got a recording of the entire news story or the media release with a voiceover. There are additional B rolls and audio rolls. So B rolls are your supplementary video shots, and audio rolls are the supplementary audio recording. Then there is always, if you're using videos from other people, there's a clear reference source. You have to produce a script and fact sheets. So we don't do this because it's very expensive. It's already hard to record a 30-second ad for a classroom assignment for those of you who have done digital video production. So imagine doing this on a larger corporate scale for every single event. So we don't do this at all. Currently, it's being phased out, even though it's still a popular method in other countries. PSAs are very similar to the radio ones, but the difference here is this time you've got a talking head, meaning you see a person's face there and the person can be talking. It can be even a story, context. It can be sometimes an artwork of um, vector style kind of infographic. So you see this a lot on RTM 1, 2, TV3, 8TV, the national TV stations, where they produce a lot of samples of PSAs on things like maybe dengue, safe water, electricity, and whatnot. Okay. TV media tours will be exactly like the radio version, except that it will be done for a TV station. So similar. Okay, no difference. Now, talk shows, panel interviews, those are a bit tricky. They are very common for TV and radio. So what happens is that the TV station or even the radio station might decide to do a topic analysis and think like your spokesperson would be great. So they will arrange for you to come in. And prior to that, you have to prepare all the info pack related items as you would like an interview. And you go in there with the PR person and you prepare, you mic up and whatnot, and the whole segment is recorded. Okay. They are very handy for general topics. So we have done panel interviews, for example, on youth unemployment, and it has been on media before. So if I were to go to YouTube at Talent Corp Malaysia, I can show you a couple that we did. So preparation for these interviews is just like with any normal interview. So here, if I were to open this, so scroll down. We've not done interviews in a while. So this is a panel interview. So Astro Awani's 11th Merdeka Roundtable Awards. Okay. So if you look at the setup, you've got no, we've got problems. So here is the setup. Not too sure if you can hear the sound, but basically this is what a panel interview looks like. So you have a couple of people, they're talking about stuff. Then this was my former CEO here. Okay, and he's being briefed. Now, what he's wearing is also important. Yeah. So we do prepare for interviews like that, and they come out and he talks on things like that. We've also done a couple on Malaysia Hari Ini, which is this one here, Bulletin Utama Special Report, Budget 2014. So these are some of the things that we've prepared for. UK Outreach is one of them, graduate employability. So this is what we mean by talk shows and interview sessions. Now, it's important to note that if you're pitching, you need to consider things like newsworthiness, timeliness, whether it's going to be effective. Those videos that you saw was during a period where it was crucial and it was a very hot topic. Graduate employability and overseas Malaysians coming back to work was big. So there were no issues with regards to talking about that. Okay, to show what's happening here. All right. So now this brings us to the end. I will move on to the tutorial, which will discuss on digital media. So to recap, basically, what we've done so far is news release. We've looked at the message house. I've showed you. I've done the media kit with you guys. I've done the news conference, PR applications on radio and TV. Yeah.